Good morning, everyone. We are from the group comparison the competition law in different jurisdictions. Let's see how a group process and what we have learned so far. So, firstly, let's start with the country selection. As you can see from the slide, this country play a crucial role in the global market, right? I'm sure that everyone heard one of these things. We show that their economic booming obviously affect the competition law in their nation some way, but uh, how their how it is affect it will address in this research. So with the study of this topic, it will help us understanding the regulation body of each country and how it is used to cope with the competition law issues, especially the problem that arise from the business with the dominant position. Moreover, this research will help us better understanding in the competition law by allowing us to learn from the case scenario. And also, it will help us to improve the competition law, Thai competition law, by adopting the international uh, approach from other countries. So we have three main key research, as you can see from the slide. Firstly, the business with the dominant position in each country. The second one is how the competition law in each country cope with the dominant position. And lastly, the cases to better understanding. So let's see the next one, which is the documentary and the research approach.
Our documentary started from "We Think and Do Right Work" in the law group call, which had inspiration from the case series and daily life experience. Then we update with each other through chatline. After that, we meet each other to make a video, and we do our last check together to complete our work. For hypothesis of the report, we think that each country has different characteristics of economic market, which result in the different approach and focus on the competition law in order to ensure that the competition regulation is the most suitable for their market.
Let's check out how Thai law is written. So the competition law is written in the Trade Competition Act in Thailand, which governs four main anti-abusive behavior, which are merger control, unfair trade practice, cartel, or agreement to reduce the competitive in the market, and fourthly, the abusive of the dominant position. The problem of the competition law is shown in section 4, which is the exception to not fall into the scope of the liability of this act. This means that if they are governed by specific rule, or they will not fall into the scope of the liability of this act. Some main example that recently happened is the merger between True and DTAC, as those business are governed by specific rule. Therefore, they are not fall into the liability of the Competition Act. After we learn something from the Thai competition law, let's say the competition law in different markets. Start with the South Korea. So the Korean competition law called the Monopoly Regulation and Fair Trade Act, as the name says, their focus is on the monopoly. And the interesting part of this act are shown by two policy. The first one is the specialization policy, and the second one is table policy. The main reason of the arising of these two policies is the existing of Chabo. Who is the Chabo? Chabo is the most economical powerful group, which is controlled by a single family business, and like they are governed in a business group that have the close relation between the public and business sector. Currently, Chaebol become the backbone of Korea, which it caused the negative impact to the competition law. Why? It is ineffective when it comes to the enforcement, because even if they have the spec rule to govern this business group, it is difficult to enforce in reality because they have the close connection with the government.
Next country is Japan. Japan has a law governing the abuse of dominant position called the Anti-Monopoly Act, which mainly provide in Article 25 and Article 3. Since Japan is an airline country which rely on import products, Soko Shosha, a group of businesses which has played an important role since the mid-19th century in recovering the Japanese economy, has significant power in the market to import and bargain the price. Even though it seems like their revenue is mainly from an international transaction, but actually their revenue is received from the domestic transaction when they sell the product to the people in the country. However, the market share of each of them does not reach 50%, so the Commission cannot really regulate their action properly, meaning that the so-called social group does not violate the law of Anti-Monopoly Act in Japan. Move to India, where the economy mainly relies on the traditional retailer called kirana. But some businesses have more opportunity than others by establishing the agreement with the authority. One of the interesting cases is between FIA, a group of companies with a variety of industry, and Adani Gas Limited, a company for the development of distribution network for the supply of natural gas. It is an issue about the agreement that both parties create and give authority to rely exclusively on Adani Gas for its natural gas supply. The Commission considered in each article of the agreement to the rule of the Commission Act 2002. They give the opinion that it does not seem unfair. However, the requirement is to analyze them in the right context both legally and commercially. Position of parties, bargaining power, and circumstance in which the same word agreed upon but between the parties, to determine its true effect. As you can see from this case that the Indian law of the Commission Act does not have the specific article to deal with this specific case, so it leaves the gap for the business company to seek the advantage from more than the normal company.
For the United States of America, we have a case where Facebook acquired Instagram for $1 billion in 2012. It raised concerns regarding anti-competitive acquisition strategies employed by Facebook, though ultimately the Federal Trade Commission approved of the acquisition, and Facebook is now currently holding the majority of shares within the social network market and potentially maintaining a monopoly. Section 7 of the Clayton Antitrust Act prohibits mergers and acquisitions, but the effect substantially lowers competition within the market. However, research data at the time suggested to the Federal Trade Commission that the acquisition did not lower the competition enough to warrant a challenge against the acquisition. In France, we have a lawsuit between Nestlé's flagship coffee brand Nespresso and several local competitors who claim Nespresso unfairly modified the Nespresso machine in order to make competitors' capsules incompatible. The French Competition Authority fined Nestlé €500,000 for abusive and exclusionary practices and ordered a commitment to improving competition from Nestlé for its acts of violating Article L 420-2 of the French Commercial Code, which prohibits unfair competition against competitors. For the analysis, I will be providing an example of South Korea as the most closely related country to Thailand in regards to single-family controlled companies. I would suggest that Thailand adopt some of South Korea's chaebol policies to combat the growth of single-family companies in Thailand, such as CP Company.
So, so this is all for our presentation. Thank you for your listening and hope to see you soon.